All right, here we go. Another week of the Eagles only look back. Obviously, we're missing Matt his return after a few weeks. Now we don't have John for some reason, but like I said, we'll make this quick. Obviously, the Eagles are off to are had a perfect September for the third time in the last 4 years in the Sirianni Hertz regime, and a dominant. It seemed like for a while dominant victory in Matt's old neck of the woods, Tampa. But Tampa Bay kept them honest. Baker made a comeback. I listened to this game mostly on WI. Well, I watched the game, but then I listened mostly on the WIP broadcast. And I remember Merle Reese saying that he had a feeling that this game wasn't over at 24-3 at one point. And you're right, 24-6. We all remember what happened to the Eagles and to the Rams last week when they were here, and we saw what the end result. But the Eagles made sure that they would not feel the same wrath of blowing a game that you should have won. They were able to do their business in the fourth quarter. Got an interception in the end zone by rookie Jahad Campbell, and then a later fourth down stop kept kept it. But obviously, it was too close for comfort. We know that the Eagles are great and good, but they're vulnerable, as every team is in the NFL. So the losses are going to come eventually. A loss is going to come eventually. You just have to just the Bucks on this day just wasn't good enough to take what others could do. So like I said, I'm not going to talk too much. Y'all two saw this game. Matt, you're back. The floor is yours. Your thoughts on this Eagles game. Plus, what in the hell is going on in the mind of Anthony Jeremiah Brown? I don't even know if that's his actual two initials, but it's a guess. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, okay, I'll go first. Well, yeah, I mean, dude, it was another game of one half of football that the Eagles played. Um, it doesn't make me comfortable at all. If it was like a one time thing, especially with that game, I could write it off because okay, they come out and spank some Bucks ass in the first half, and maybe the Heat get to them, and second half they just don't have the same energy because the Heat, it's whatever, it's still hot. I understand that if that was the case, but we've seen this a lot this year. A half of football. What's it sound like? One half of football, seeming more and more seemingly incompetent offensive coordinator. AJ Brown isn't bitching, but he's creating drama, kinda. You know, I mean, what's it sound like? What 2013? Same exact thing, man. The only difference is we at least have a competent defensive coordinator, and the defense is, well, not last week in the second half, but overall playing pretty well, I guess. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not very comfortable with this team right now. We're 4-0, but it's not a good 4-0 in my opinion, man. We haven't looked like a Super Bowl contender. I mean, the good thing is a lot of the other top teams in this league, other than the Bills, really haven't looked that great either. I mean, the Lions have been good some weeks, not so good some weeks. The Packers, I mean, they lost to the Browns, you know.
And they got tied, and we'll talk about that on the other show.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the Chiefs haven't looked good. The Ravens haven't looked good. So, I mean, it's not time to panic or anything. I'm trying to give it time. Last year, the Eagles didn't get out to some amazing start either, but they got it together in the second half of the season. So, got to give it some time, I guess. But as the season goes on, if we keep playing one half of football where we dominate and one half where we get our asses kicked and just barely squeak out a victory every single week, it's the exact same thing we had in 2013. And we saw what happened there. Eventually, the the pendulum swung back the other way and the team fell apart and it wasn't good, but we'll see, man. I just don't have. I'm starting. I really didn't have a lot of faith in the Kevin Pachulo hiring when they made it, and any faith that I did have, I'm starting to lose quickly. I don't like this game plan that we've had, which, I'm not going to get into too much because I'm already rambling on. So you guys go.
Okay, here I am. I'm here. Yeah, man. The you kind of tied in a lot of what I was thinking. At the end, I said the bottom line is we are the only undefeated team in the NFC, just like the Bills, the only undefeated team in the AFC. So I will reiterate what I said at the beginning of the season. Games 1 and 2 is still extended preseason. Right now, finally starting to get in a little bit of seasonal stride, a little bit. Now, so if this is what we're still winning games, but I'm playing half, that's damn good. I would like to play a whole game and win by 24. I was hoping that was how that was going to end on this past Sunday. That beautiful start, blocking the punt, special teams doing its thing, back to back touchdowns from the week before off of special teams, and then Goddard with the shovel pass. So we're up 14-0 with with 3 minutes into the left in the first quarter. No, I'm sorry, sooner than earlier than that. 7 minutes into first quarter. And it seems like the second half, the Heat must have started getting to them. Now they defense was just looking gassed. Baker was running around trying to cause some havoc, and we really got hit with those two big bombs. Um, the one bomb was I'm not gonna blame that on Heat. I'm gonna blame it on a little bit of stupidity on Mukaba. I'm not mispronouncing his name, number 24. Um, that one bomb where it went past both his hands and Blankenship. That was because he got out of position when he watched the whole replay. He for some reason started heading towards the sidelines before that, and so what you see is him running back, trying to get his position back, and that's why he just misses. If he stayed with him, that wouldn't have been complete, or should have been. So that was just maybe mental fatigue, but I don't know what he was doing. The other bomb was just uh it's a good play. And but outside of that, they did start running the ball on us, which I was not too fond of, but not a whole lot. And the Eagles, like I said, the offense did such a great job in the first half and did just enough in the second half to hold on, And the defense came through with that interception in that goal line. So that was big. That allowed the Eagles to take over and keep the win. So I'm happy. I think the team's just going to keep getting better. Um, I'm looking forward to Sunday's game against Denver. I'm feeling really good about that one too. So that's that's where I'm at with this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the game was fine because we this was kind of a revenge game for us anyway because Tampa has ruined our seasons and our flows over the past couple of years. I mean, we all remember how that as Matt brought up 2023 how it ended, and it didn't end well. This team was fractured, and it could have went one way. Luckily, it went the right way, but it could have went the other way. And this Hurts Sirianni deal could have been nothing. We could be just another also ran team, just like like the Falcons and other teams that just don't win consistently. So, I mean, luckily we got our revenge, but yeah, I mean, too close for comfort. Now, I can't really worry about Kevin's situation because I really think that as much as Hurts, and man, we've watched the league for years and years, and Chaff as well. Peyton, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, you have enough success, you start building your own playbook. It doesn't matter who the hell calls it. You and I can call it. We're just a name that just has to set up properly for other, parts. the quarterback controls the offense. And I think Jalen Hurts has gotten to the point where I don't give a damn who the hell it is. It could be anybody. As long as we're winning, as long as we're scoring points, and the turnovers are low, I don't give a damn who the hell's the offensive coordinator. This is Jalen Hurts' offense. And while people may not like it, we're having success. We're doing what we have to do. Now, yeah, it's not going to be perfect every week. It depends on the matchup. It depends on the defensive matchup. I know in the past Jalen has struggled against Todd Bowles' defense, but he had a decent setup on Sunday and it worked. So I just think that when it comes to what's going on with the offensive coordinator, to me, Kevin, I don't even worry about him. I wouldn't worry about him. I wouldn't worry about him the way I would worry about Matt Patricia or something like that running something on this team. Then you will have a reason for me to go nuts. Not time to go nuts yet. Then again, nobody will ever remember how I feel about Matt Patricia. I would have punched him in his fucking mouth. But anyway, that's why he's left in college with the asshole. But anyway, I don't think there's a major concern as of yet. But like I said, this league is tough. It's going to get tough. This is not an easy schedule. The Broncos are coming off a big win, but I'm not worried about them. They don't have a lot of momentum. They played a Bengals team without a quarterback and no defense. So yeah, and they've lost to Giant Beast, Colts, and Chargers. They're not on that level yet. So we'll see what happens. But it's a night and day league. We just have to. It's a week by week league. If you read my Facebook posts, which y'all don't, but if y'all do, I say sometimes it's a week by week league. We get to what we have to get to get to the end. Not every game's going to go the same way. Last week, look at last week. Look what we had to deal with. We had to come from behind. We look like shit. We looked worse last week than we did this week. So as long as we get the W, that it don't matter how we do it. If we have to play a game 3-0 and win, then we're fine with it. As long as the W, W 9L 9 tie, and we'll talk about that tie in the other show. But let me get to y'all gentlemen on let's get to the story of AJ Brown. Obviously, we know that AJ Matt, we know how you feel about him, but obviously AJ Brown this year has been a mystery. It's the first game he barely existed. And then to win the Rams game, he had to play vintage AJ over 10 catches, over 100 yards, and a score. Then he had another mystery game where he just wasn't there. Now, maybe because we did win a Super Bowl, it's fine. I mean, this is not going to be like what's his name? Wasn't it Keyshawn in 2003 with John Gruden after they won the Super Bowl? Because that ended bad. But my question to y'all is, could this really be the last year for A.J. Brown in Philadelphia if things don't start getting better for him? And I understand wide receivers you don't build around. You don't build around them. But your thoughts on A.J. Brown and his situation?
I mean, look, man, in terms of what's his last year with the team, I can't make a actual informed opinion on that because I don't know the exact cap hits with it. I do know from what I saw, he's going to be on the team this year for the rest of the year. His cap hit's too big if they traded him or cut him. Beyond that, I don't know exactly, but yeah, no, they can't get rid of him unless like there's a major renegotiation of his deal. And no, I don't do egos, man. He's a great player, but I'm not talking about just like in sports or anything. I don't do egos in my personal life either, man. I've gotten rid of people that I'm friends with. I don't put up with that bullshit. So, you know, this is what it is. Maybe in the off season they might be able to trade him, but he's on the team right now, and You know, either going to have to deal with it or pout, but he's not going anywhere.
That's right. I mean, I don't even. I laugh at the whole thing. He's not going anywhere. He don't want to go nowhere. He knows better. He just barking, and I just find it dumb. Just got some barking to do. Just bark in house. You don't need to do cryptic messages. I'm not even going to read your cryptic messages. I don't care. Just calm down. You're winning. You got a ring. Do you want to go back to Tennessee? I don't think so. So you know he wants to stay right here. Now I'm looking at the stats. He had the most targets. Unfortunately, there was some miscommunication and two of the passes I remember him on the sidelines where the ball sailed over him, and I don't know if it was Hurts purposely overthrown to because he was covered. And then there was that one series which was goofy where they threw to him 3 times, all incomplete. Boom, 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 boom. And it was just before that series I said, okay, it's time to get AJ Brown involved, and they tried it, but I didn't expect that. But he was covered all 3 times. Now one of them, because he's strong and he's bigger, he almost took it from dude. So I understood what they're trying to do. They're just figuring, let's just get it in his vicinity, and they'll probably just take one. And it didn't quite work out. Now maybe AJ Brown's just not getting clear, you know, separation. Maybe it's the speed situation that's changed on him. And guys are covering him. That's why but he got 9 targets, way more than double anybody else on the team got. He only got 2 catches for 7 yards. So it happens. The Rams game, we needed him. He came through. And so it's not that he don't have it. He still got it. I say may question the coordinator a little bit. But is there just where it hurts is either not seeing him when he is open? So is it more that and he's checking off of him? Some of those things is hard to tell unless you're in on the meetings or some or you watch the whole the 22 um shot and actually watch like every play. So we're fine. He's not going anywhere. He's gonna keep playing. He'll read his book. Eh, Probably get some more sales for that guy. You know that guy, it changed his life. That book was not selling to anyone until until they saw him with the book and boom. Like this guy was like almost depressed. so so AJ Brown lifted someone's life. Um
Well, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't that doesn't mean your book is worthless. If the right person's got it in your hand and they feel motivated, bam, 6 years later you'll be rolling in dough like that guy is this year.
yeah, yeah. So he's cool. He'll be here. And he'll be playing.
Well, yeah, as long as he's not injured, yeah, he's gonna be out there. It's just like I said, like I mentioned earlier on. This is more now Jalen Hurts' offense. No matter who is running the coordinator is just by name and setup guy. That's basically what Kevin Batillo is. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's either going to run. You're going to run the ball a lot, or you're going to pass the ball more. But knowing how Jalen is, he wants at least a 65, I think a 65-35 way of more running than passing. But like I said, depends on, like I said, the offense. I mean, the defense that they play, whoever they play each week, and obviously every defense is different than the one you played the week before. So, but obviously they will have a challenge on Sunday playing playing the Vance Joseph's defense, and obviously for Vic Fangio, this is a personal thing since his only head coaching job was the Denver Broncos, so he's got some kind of a look for them on Sunday. N'Kobe Dean, like I said, in some news, N'Kobe Dean has been activated for the 21 days to get back to shape. He obviously probably won't play on Sunday, but he is back on the practice situation, so he could be back for that Thursday night game next week at the Meadowlands. So that's the Eagles news of the week. We'll start doing that as we continue on this Eagles look back. Now next week there will be no Eagles look back because our live show, we're going to be doing the live show, and there will be no Eagles look back on live show dates. So next week, October 8th, November 12th, and December 10th, our holiday episode will not have the Eagles look back. It will be a straightforward show. So this is our last Eagles look back for 2 weeks. And we'll see what happens with everything next week playing the Denver Broncos. Like I said, Shaft will go on to his business. John, I have gotten in touch with him. He will be on at 6:00 with the regular show. He does have a special guest in waiting, whoever this person is. We'll see what he brings. Could we see Johnny B? Hopefully not. But this is the end of this episode of the Eagles Look Back, Week 4. And I'm going to, I have to send everybody out here. So this is my, I have to send it out. Whatever.